Hare Krishna. So today we will be discussing shloka number 3.34. In shloka number 3.33, Krishna posed a sort of a confusing statement in front of us saying Nigraha kim karishyati, which means what will you do by artificially repressing your senses? So one may ask, as Arjuna asked, that if everyone is forced to act according to the modes of the nature, then what is the use of the rules and regulations in the Shastras? So Krishna is going to answer that wonderfully in this shloka, but first let's say our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So with this magic mantra to give us blessings, let's start this shloka. So what does this shloka read? Let's see. Indriyasyarthe ragudveshau vyavasthitau tayorna vasham agachet tauhai asya paripanthinau. Now I will try to speak this verse in terms of its words and meanings, and let's see what we can understand. Of the senses in the sense objects, attachment, detachment put under regulation. Of them never control one should come. Those certainly are his stumbling blocks. You see, so when translated word by word in English, it starts to make sense. So how does Srila Prabhupada translate this? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He says, there are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to senses and their objects. One should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. So Arjun, Rag Dvesh, attachment, detachment, lutere hain adhyatma ke, they are robbers on the path of self-realization. That's the warning Krishna is giving to Arjun and to us. Now in this shlok, Krishna is telling us the secret of gradually de-addicting ourselves to our addictions. So what are our addictions? Now we are conditioned souls trapped in this body, and while we are trapped, our senses. Now how many senses do we have? We have 10 senses. We have 5 Gyanendriyas, that is the knowledge acquiring senses, and 10 Karmendriya or acting senses, the senses doing actions. For example, hands, legs, these are our acting senses, whereas the knowledge acquiring senses are like ears, nose, eyes, skin, etc. So these 10 senses are addicted to their sense objects. For example, the eyes are addicted to seeing forms. The ears are addicted to hearing sounds of its own desire, you see. So these senses are going to be always addicted to their sense objects. But Krishna says that the attachment and detachment to certain things of these senses put under regulation. Arjun, organize your attachments and detachments, because one must never come under their control. One must never come under the control of one's senses being addicted to the sense objects, because this is what is going to prove the stumbling block. They are going to be big stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. Now Srila Prabhupada gives a wonderful purport. So point by point, let's understand. Those in Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada says, are naturally reluctant for material sense gratification, which means those who have become attracted to Krishna, those who are performing bhakti, devotion, will be naturally not very prone to enjoy themselves through their senses materially. In sense, you will rarely find a good devotee wanting to go to a movie. They will naturally not have the desire to do it. It's not that they are artificially suppressing that desire. They naturally do not have that desire to enjoy themselves through their senses materially. But Srila Prabhupada says those who are not in Krishna consciousness should follow the rules and regulations of the revealed scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita, so as not to get engaged by the sense objects, not to get entangled by the sense objects. For example, Srila Prabhupada gives the example of sex within marriage. Now, even though marriage gives one a license to enjoy physical relations with their spouse, with their partner, but it doesn't mean that it be done without any restrictions, without any regulations. Because, all right, since we are in this body, we are natural to have some needs, we can say. The body has certain needs. Well, even though sexual involvement is more of a psychological need, but still we do have needs to keep subsisting in this body. So it's all right to keep fulfilling our needs, but under regulations. Now we use our intelligence to keep our sense enjoyments in control, but at the same time Srila Prabhupada warns us that we should not rely too much on even the regulated sense enjoyment. It's not as if we should think, okay, we are enjoying under regulations, so let this continue forever, because Srila Prabhupada says that there can be accidents on the royal roads also. You may have beautiful highways, you may have wonderfully paved roads and everything, but still you may have accidents. Well, that analogy goes on to tell us that even though we might be keeping things in control, but who is it actually that's keeping the things in control? We are relying on our intelligence, but our intelligence is not 100% reliable. Sometimes it may be fooled, it may come into illusion by the Maya, the Maya Devi, that is. So we must understand that there is no guarantee that we will keep in regulation as we are enjoying, in a regulated manner. For example, we must have all experienced this, that we put ourselves in a check, which we give ourselves sort of checks for watching videos. For instance, we put checks on the phone by putting some regulations that I will watch videos only for say half an hour, or we tell ourselves, okay, only for half an hour, right? This is the time for enjoyment, so only half an hour. But many times we seldom realize that half an hour turns into 1 hour or sometimes 2 hours, and then by the end of that 2 hours we bash ourselves by saying, why did I give into it, because our intelligence is prone to be illusioned, right? So the propensity, as Srila Prabhupada is saying, that since our senses, since our selves have been conditioned for such a long time, that the propensity to enjoy is very strong in us, in our senses, and however much effort we are putting in to keep our enjoyment under regulation, we may be fooled, we may quickly be overcome by that propensity to enjoy and just give in to that, and that leads to our fall down. So Srila Prabhupada says that attachment to regulated sense enjoyment must also be avoided. So it's not that we're doing regulated sense enjoyment, so let's keep at it. Slowly we must get ourselves de-addicted, so the process of Krishna consciousness helps us to de-addict, from, or to pull ourselves away from our addiction slowly, till the time or when we can become completely free from our spirit of enjoying materially. And we now a question may come into our minds. So if we don't have any attachments or aversions, what a dry life it's going to be. But then Srila Prabhupada tells us that it's not that we are not going to have any attachments and detachments and aversions. He says that slowly we must shift our attachments towards Krishna consciousness. So let's not attach ourselves to sense objects, let's attach ourselves to Krishna. So slowly, as our attachments shift from material things to Krishna, automatically we will be sort of free from our undue attachments in this material world. So param drishtva nivartate, right? That's what comes in chapter 2 also, right? So if you really understand it this way, that till the time, Srila Prabhupada is asking us that till the time you can transcend the modes, as Krishna was saying in verse number 3.33, till the time we can come to a state where we can transcend the three modes of material nature, till the time our chitta vrittis means the thought waves arising in our subconscious minds, naturally flow towards Krishna. Now though our chitta vrittis are naturally flowing towards sense enjoyment, unconsciously, subconsciously, we're always thinking about enjoying ourselves in one way or the other materially. But slowly, as we keep ourselves dedicated to performing devotional service, we get purified and our chitta vrittis turn naturally towards Krishna. And till the time we become fully Krishna conscious, what can we do? Till that time we can do regulated sense enjoyment. Just as when a student is gradually promoted to higher classes, you see, when a student learns in class 1, he is promoted to class 2 and thereby in class 3 and 4. And however, if a student is especially brilliant, and very, very intelligent, a genius for example, then the child may be promoted maybe more than one classes. He may be given a double promotion or a triple promotion and so on. But that too will be under the guidance of a teacher. The student can never say to what level he now belongs or at what platform that student is. So this all must be done in the guidance of a spiritual master and the guidance of a guru. So a guru is the right person to gradually help us edge on in our journey of Krishna consciousness, slowly purifying ourselves from one level to the next, and that's how we come to that level of pure Krishna consciousness. So who decides? The teacher decides, not the student. Just as in the process of de-addiction, the person is given increasingly smaller doses of the drug or of alcohol till the time that the person becomes completely free of it. But that dosage is decided by the spiritual master, and that's why even in devotion, even in bhakti, we must have regular guidance from our spiritual master, from our gurus, shiksha gurus, diksha guru. There are different kinds of guru. We may have more than one guru in our life to take instructions from. So at every step, instructions are very, very important. So to sum it up, that mind is always swinging like a pendulum between rag and dvesh, that is attachments and aversions. I like this, I don't like that, which are based on our past experiences, our past impressions from our past lives, the sanskars as we call it, right? So mind is always, going up and down on a seesaw. So we must bring mind into control. We must break our addictions to these attachments and detachments and aversions rather, and therefore slowly we shift from our material associations to our attachment to Krishna, and that's how we can overcome finally our senses. So we have to understand that Krishna asks us to focus more on developing devotional attachments to himself. So you see, many times we say focus more on the do's than the don'ts. The don'ts will automatically come. They will be easier to practice if we focus more on the do's. So if we focus more on developing our attachment to Krishna, the detachment from sense enjoyment will gradually and surely occur during that course of time. So much for now. So let's understand what Krishna says in the next shloka 3.35 next time. Till the time, let's all keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, and Hare Krishna.